Morning all. Double header day. First we've got the International Twilight Struggle League organised by Baskmex. I am playing ExPat. USA +2, I'm USSR. So, Captured Nazi is probably the straightforward headline here. Nice to have decol, because the only other option is decolonization scoring, which is obviously fraught with risk. So we'll open 441. The other option is the 50-50 on Arab-Israeli war, because obviously I want to coup Iran to deny access to Asia. So that is another reason headline. Obviously the other option is Asia scoring itself. But that's a little bland. I'm going to event Captured Nazi anyway, so the only problem with holding on to it is that it runs the peril of them getting off to space first. But let's play through. If I headline Arab-Israeli war and win, I can purge coup Iran and then counter coup Warsaw, then event decol to get access to Thailand as well. As long as he doesn't push into Malaysia quickly, but he'll probably counter coup Iran if I succeed. Is he going to open 433? He is. So that puts a pin in that already. So now the most attractive thing is what? Captured Nazi then cooing on Italy? Because Arab-Israeli war is now less tasteful. And he drops DEFCON. I always feel like trading 3 ops for 1 VP and denying the Italy coup isn't the money best spent. So options. We could event Arab-Israeli war and see if he coups on Iraq to drop DEFCON again, in which case I can then event decol. Let's just double check what a 4-op coup on Iran at 3 looks like. A 1 in 3 chance of him sticking around. And a 1 in 3 chance of me making a decent reaction to him counter-couing. So a third of the time I'm unhappy. Another third of the time I'm very vulnerable, and another third of the time I'm happy. So what do I think? Do I like that or not? And what are the alternatives? Immediate decol, he might then coup on Malaysia. Alright, let's go with a coup on Iran. Let's take a chance. And it's one of the 1 in 3 times I am unhappy. If he moves into Pakistan, we'll decol into Thailand, Burma for India, Algeria for France, and South Africa. I expect him to walk into Pakistan here. Alright, we'll give him some options here. Because I can threaten France. And he needs to put 4 into Thailand. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I needed access to India. I needed to put one in Thailand. I suppose instead of Indonesia, I could have put one in South Africa. But if I don't put one in Indonesia, I'm pretty much racing country count in Asia anyway. So let's see. 3 into France, and I take other places. Alright, so we'll now trade off country count in Asia for France, which I think is a reasonable bonus. I need to now make sure I don't score Asia dominated. So if he moves into Laos and Vietnam, we have a slight problem. If he doesn't overprotect Thailand, I'll just flip it with the China card. I know giving up the China card turn 1 is kind of gross, but it at least keeps tempo up. And I can trigger Formosa resolution after Asia's dropped. Okay, great. So let's use the China card to flip Thailand, to which he'll immediately need to respond. He probably will just take South Korea or India. And then turn 6... I guess I pop 1 in Syria to deny being presenceless and 1 into France to protect against being Truman. Not the most spectacular start. Is he going to put 1 in Asia? Yeah. Alright, we're still going to drop Asia scoring. We're not going to AR5 attempt something fancy. Although problematically, I guess I need to put another one in Thailand as well. He gets the coup off. Do I want to do that? No, I want to keep Arab-Israeli war, because at the moment it's quite a juicy target. We'll be risk averse to an extent and hope that he ditches the China card at some point first. So Middle East is a big problem. Europe's not scoring a lot. I'll still have access to Algeria, he just got his Milops in. So if I can get dealt defectors next turn, headline Arab-Israeli war, hope for a 50-50, big coup on Iran, or headline Suez, and big coup on Iran. If Middle East scoring doesn't drop in his favour, I have got the potential to cause some havoc there. Well, especially with NASA. Great. Did he just put in Malaysia? Alright, so we've got to go with Arab-Israeli war as our headline. It's the biggest margin play. And let's plug the rest in. Got Truman, got 5-year, got Independent Reds, and Eastern European unrest. So he's not got a ton of... I mean, he's got defectors, and if we get defected, we get defected, you know, inshallah. And I've got Korean War. Yeah, if I get defected, that's a bummer. Then I just look to coup Iran. Five-year planning Truman Doctrine is an option if I think I'm not going to get dominated and don't need to hold on to 5-year plan. Okay, let's hope my war wins and his fails, I guess. That's the kicker. Because if my war wins, I'm in business. Well, his succeeds, so let's hope mine does. Oh, it does. Well, there you go. Quid pro quo. Big coup on Iran. Need a big coup. Perfect. Now he's in trouble. If he's got Middle East scoring, he absolutely has to drop it right now. Although, of course, he's in Turkey, he can push into Syria. I'm over-egging the pudding here. He should still drop Middle East scoring because I can play into Lebanon. Okay, drops it. Bonus. Now, with with Asia scoring gone, I'm going to take India and push into Burma, because what I want to avoid is getting 4-3'd effectively. I need to watch out for getting... because obviously he can 4-3 me if he takes Korea and Japan and Taiwan without giving up the China card. So next up is 2 independent reds into Korea, assuming he doesn't break any Europe. Alright, now Middle East scoring has dropped slightly in my favour. I'm quite happy. Obviously I want to avoid being flipped in Europe and Asia, and I have to hope to get D-style, because obviously I've kind of squandered D-col to a greater or lesser extent. Once I've played independent reds, I could always trigger Romanian abdication in the hope of... Okay, great. I mean, that's nice overprotect on France for me. Ah, I see. We'll cover it. It's kind of a bold thing to do, given Warsaw Pact likely to come back out, and Comic-Con protects against it anyway. I can 5-year plan just about any of my cards and be somewhat content. So if he goes and uses NATO or the China card to pump 3 in, I'm ready for it. And if he does all that, then I event Warsaw Pact to boot Poland and Germany, so that's not so bad. So by the end of the turn, the important things are pop another one in Burma to stop the 50-50 on India. And maybe pop one in Syria to stop his slightly easier ingress. Oh, there goes Europe. Fine. Alright. So... let's pop 2 with Korea more into Korea, because he still needs to use the China card to take it. And he knows Korea War's coming back. I get the sense these ops liked this turn. No NATO, no containment. No UN intervention to use on my cards. If he uses the China card, I'm relatively content, because it's still a 50-50 until Japan or Taiwan get filled. No investment in Taiwan with Formosa dead. Okay, so he's walking back into the Middle East, which to some extent is fine. And he blockaded away Comic-Con, which is great for me. So we use Truman now. And then we're going to 5-year plan away Romanian abdication. If he doesn't do any shenanigans, Lebanon, Burma, South Korea. So he'll be getting Finland out. East Europe is a little precarious, but you know.
No one can accuse us of not shopping locally.
Aye. Okay, so he does go with the China card. He'll put 5 in South Korea, I assume, yeah. I'm fine with that. Because the Korean War's still on at 50-50. So let's resolve away Romanian abdication. We're still up in Asia, so 1, 2, 3 gives us domination in 2 areas, which he has to respond to rather than pumping. We haven't seen any of those, that's fine. So I still live in hope that I'm going to get D-Style. He may be holding it, because of course I gave him the China card, which is a gimme. But I've got it back, and if I get CIA, there's still time for me to do damage there. So let's see what he does with 2 ops. Oh, not a lot. So, I did get D-Style, so I could event CIA first. What I don't have is a ton of ops to deploy, so I may hold CIA. Cambridge 5 is definitely the headline, because that's a lot of prior knowledge, isn't it? But let's plug in first. I got Cambridge 5 and D-Style. He got Fidel, Vietnam, Suez and socialist governments, right? That's pretty brutal for him. Special relationship before NATO or spaced for me. Basically, I got all his cards and he got all my cards, although he got you an intervention, right? Yeah. Which is a bummer. And in the reshuffle, I got special CIA Warsaw. CIA Warsaw. So yeah, Cambridge 5 is the headline, especially with defectors. He drops DEFCON. So let's see what scores he's got. He's got Asia. That's not good for him. So I'm spacing special relationship. Or I just break the UK with it. That's another option. And then I'm eventing CIA before D-Starling. And with D-Star we'll go Angola, Nigeria, Venezuela, Chile. He can't do a lot here. He probably should just drop Asia scoring and have done with it. I'm going to give him complete information now. Am I? I want to get my D-Style underway. But there's still a chance he could 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, he could flip Laos, Vietnam, or Indonesia. So I think before he does, I'm going to take Afghanistan, pop another one in Poland. I don't need to pop another one in Poland. Okay, so I'm just going to use defectors. He should see the way the wind is blowing. I know he's got Vietnam, Fidel, and Suez. Oh, crap. Though I should have done CIA, because with Fidel, CIA becomes unplayable. Ooh, let's hope he doesn't drop Fidel first. Let's hope he drops Asia scoring and goes, oh, what a bummer. Damn it. I don't know. I want to make sure I dominate Asia, even if it means holding CIA. Great! That's a result. So now event CIA. Quickly double check. I'm out of Africa. I'm not in the... Yeah, great. So event CIA. Event D star 4. Shore up turn 5, containment turn 6, hold special relationship. He should put one in Angola here to move into Zaire on his next turn. Alright. Since we have some freedom for ops, I'm going to get a mill-op by queuing on Costa Rica. That may turn out to be 1 VP. So he should move into Angola here. So I don't know what his 4th card is. Well, 3 for 2. It's not often you get a bonus with Suez. He should be pumping Germany, Poland to distract me from D-Style. But obviously in that case I can hold D-Style through turn. Now that special relationship's unplayable. Oh well. Okay, I'm fine with that. So we'll take those 2 from there. And then we have to decide on the remainder. We'll take another one from France. And we'll take the one from Thailand. We'll put it in Chile because it's unbrush warrable. It's a shame we're a little ops light. But it could be worse. So we know he's got Vietnam and Fidel. Way. So we may accept being Voice of America out of Africa, and we'll put 3 into Venezuela, 1 into Brazil, 3 into 3 into Chile, 1 into Argentina. Yeah, because Brush War's less attractive, and we just have to see what shenanigans he causes. Because I'm glad NORAD's not on at the moment because he's got a lot of shenanigans he can get up to. So Taiwan is meaningless now that Formosa's gone. So let's not be distracted. Although, of course, he can event Fidel and then realign it. So yeah, it's not stupid. But I've got other fish to fry. So let him do it. What did he use there? He used Eastern European unrest. Right, so I think he's got Vietnam and Fidel left. So yeah, event and realign is his intention at +1. Let's hope he whiffs. He does not. So he'll have a crack at Chile. Oh, okay. So Vietnam revolts to finish. I'm holding special relationship. And mid-war's coming in. Alright, so how do I feel about the turn so far? I need to push into Libya to avoid Sadat. But if Middle East and South America score, the game might be over in short order. I may still get a coup off on Panama, so being realigned out of Cuba is a bummer, but not necessarily the end of the world. What it really is a problem with is when he headlines Cuban Missile Crisis and I can't respond. So with Vietnam revolts, he can either tap Thailand and hope to do something about Southeast Asia scoring, or probably better, tap one of the weak European nations. And instead he goes to South Africa. I'm not sure that's great. So do I get Middle East scoring and South America scoring, or do I get dregs? I get South America scoring, which is great. And junta, which is fantastic. So what are we looking at here? We're looking at 2 into Mexico, coup Panama. Finish off South America if we can. Or, yeah. Because the other option is Che, Colombia. Presence-less domination of South America nets. What would I have? 2 battlegrounds. Domination 7 versus his 0. That's not shabby, you know, as long as he doesn't have ABM or brush war. So if I Che, and I'll have presence in Central America as well, and I still have junta. So maybe Che's better. Let's go Che. No ABM. Okay. So we drop South America scoring. Let him have a coup. If he doesn't have a coup, I can put 2 in Mexico and coup on Panama. Is there any scorers to salt? Not right now. I could headline UN intervention. No, sorry, headline, dumbass. Right. If I drop Central America scoring, I can event U2 incident, salt UN intervention, and UN intervention OAS. So that's an option. It's a mad one. It's completely mad. If he doesn't drop DEFCON here, I want to put 2 in Mexico and coup Panama and hope for the best with junta. But my other route to 20, therefore, is a slightly more bonkers one involving salting UN intervention. But I think the Che Gambit was a good one. Let me know if you thought it was overly risky. Quickly plug in the rest of mine. I've got Central, I've got Junta, I have Salt, I have U2, I have OAS. Okay, so he coups Nigeria. So let's pop those 2 in there. And let's... What's the realign on Cuba? He's +1. Let's just coup Costa Rica. No. So he should put 1 in Panama, maybe even 1 in Panama, 2 in Cuba to drop Central America at 0. Ah, curses. Miss, miss, miss. No, he doesn't. So we will give him Central America scoring before he dominates. And the game will continue. We'll space special relationship. So we need to get into Libya before Sadat as well. So what are the priorities? Zaire, Libya, cover Poland against John Paul. He says Jean Paul. I don't think the Pope's ever been called Jean Paul before. I'm getting him confused with a French fashion designer, clearly. Tick up for OPEC is the next priority as well, obviously. Libya, Saudi, Iraq. Worry a bit less about Egypt thanks to the curse of Sadat. Push into Zaire and Algeria. Try and retain domination. I suppose putting another 1 in Angola is not a bad idea. So this turn I'll probably go 1 Angola, 1 Zaire, 2 Libya. And then the next turn 3 Saudi, maybe? And then hope to finish it off with OPEC. So he's ditching Arsenal for influence. You may come back to regret that. Control of a place that's already scored? That doesn't make any sense. Great. Okay. I don't feel that's a valuable use of an important card. And fighting a battle in a scoring region. Like, I've made that mistake numerous times. I record these and people constantly point that out. Like against Z, I was pouring influence into Asia that had scored. And it's definitely a mistake. So next up, Saudi. And space, but the downside of spacing special relationship is when he 1 small steps me. We both have the same number of millops. Yeah, that's not the best way to... Yeah, that's unfortunate for him. Right. I mean, I could sort arms race as well, but that's raising DEFCON unnecessarily. I say unnecessarily. It's definitely an option. So he gets Quagmire away and fails. That's unfortunate for him. So I will space special relationship because he now can't get off to space this turn, and I want to make sure I get to space before. You know, I might hold Salt and event OAS because both regions have scored. Worst case scenario, I trade one of Brazil or the other. Okay, so he takes China. I mean, I might be able to take it back with. So let's event OAS and get it out of my hand. So worst case scenario here is one in Argentina, one in Chile, because he might then be able to spear me by taking Peru. Otherwise, he's just going to stick 2 in Brazil or Argentina, and I take the other country. Yeah, fine. So I'll take Argentina. So I'm expecting to see Isuri River Skirmish here. Or he's planning on using the China card to flip Thailand. So if I can get a coup off on Africa, he'll take Brazil. That's fine. I mean, I might be able to coup realign there. So I've got Africa scoring. I think now's the time to use Lone Gunman and see what he's got. I've got Sadat, which I'll be able to ditch. And I got Yusuri, which is nice. So yeah, let's use Lone Gunman now. See what he has. And see how we can use the information. Do I give him nuclear test ban? Yes, because otherwise he can coup. So that boosts DEFCON a bit. That's a bit weird. But let's see the rest of his hand. He's got Southeast Asia scoring, so he needs to do something about Thailand. So let's plug it in. He's got Romania, Brezhnev, one small step. Oh man, this is taking me way longer. My brain's not in order. Colonial Rearguards, Amit. Oh, Colonial Rearguards is good for him. Blimey. One small step, US, Japan. Southeast Asia scoring and Lipthi. And I have got Salt, How I Learned, Lads, Missile MV from the neutrals. Africa scoring. And I've got Muslim Rev and Sadat and Yasuri. Alright. Let's coup on Nigeria. And then we're gonna so he has to respond to Africa, which then allows me to have the last coup and protect Thailand for Southeast Asia scoring purposes. So I feel like if I was going to use Lone Gunman, it's not been a shabby outcome. If he uses the China card to coup Thailand, the game's over. You gotta follow the threat, man. That's unlucky. Yeah, if there's a way you can lose on the board, you have to respond to that, I think. It's unfortunate. Well, anyway, thanks for watching. There's another game coming up in a couple of hours, so you'll see this one get uploaded, followed by another. So I will catch you in an hour and a quarter. Ciao for now.